15. Excuse me. Welcome back to Super Sentai Review episode 271. This reviewing. I'm starting. Excuse me. I have a bit of hiccups right now. Okay, maybe stopped. Here I'm viewing the 19th Sentai ever released. Ninja Sentai Kakuranger. Which, yes, that is how the thing is pronounced. Which, yes, they pronounced it in the opening title sequence, so. Excuse me. I hopefully don't find a comment saying, oh no, that's not how you pronounce the word. Have you listened to the opening title sequence? There are several interesting fun facts to this one. Number one, it's the first of 3 known ninja-themed Sentai ever released. Number 2, this one was loosely adapted into Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Season 3. You're thinking, okay, how was it loosely adapted? It's similar to what they did with Cosmic Fury, where what did it take for this one? They took the Zords. The first one showed this one, and the one that shows up later. Excuse me. They also took all the monsters, a couple of villains, and they took Ranger suits. The story itself was not really adapted. Not really, no, because at the time they were still using, well, excuse me, the main 5 suits were basically from Zoo Ranger. And the famous White Rangers, aka the Kamba suit, that was from Die Ranger. The suits did later show up as the suits used by the Alien Rangers. It seemed weird to have Alien Rangers dressed up as ninjas. Yes. A series that lasted for about, basically a segment of season 3 lasted for 10 episodes. Now, excuse me, when they brought this over to US, for some reason they started with the second Megazord first, then they went with the Megazord, so we have the first episodes here. I don't know why. It's weird. Okay. Any other fun facts this one? Number 3. It is the last Sentai the cover, excuse me, of the 1980s and the 20th century. That's number 3. Number 4. This is one of the 2 remaining Sentai left there where I did start it, but never finished it. Now I'm actually watching this one. Number 5. It is one of the last Sentai for quite a while where it is like, well, that have left. It's a. Here's the thing. It is only one of 3 Sentai that have a 53rd episode. The others being Go Ranger and Changeman. And that was it. Yep. Yeah, and here's the thing. Of the ones I got left, there was actually 2 left that are basically that have left to watch, excuse me. That are past the 50 episode mark. Because ones I got left generally tend to be, from what I can tell anyway, either they're 48, 49, or 50 episodes. I think like one I saw was like 47. But it's like they hit close to that 1 year mark and then they stop here. This one's like 1 year and a week. Excuse me. Yes. Any other fun factors this one? Not really. The first episode is input basically. Excuse me. Also, I should also mention this too. The ninja scene here are named after actual ninja. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh, oh, oh. I'm sorry about this. These hiccups are so annoying. Now, name ninja are Sasuke, Dahomey, Seiki, Sazu, and Jiraiya. Those of you Naruto fans, well, how should I put this? Well, excuse me. Jiraiya, yes, same guy who trained, well, Naruto Uzumaki, who was basically the master of Naruto Uzumaki. Yeah, so each one of these people are named after Sasuke. You're thinking, Sasuke, oh yeah, one of the guys, one of the main rivals. And he's a descendant of Sasuke Sarutobi. So basically, like, each of these Sentai, each of these ninjas are named after real life people. Todoromi, who is the only female of the team, who by the way was 15 at the start of the series. Excuse me. Yeah, and she's the lead of the team. Now, is she after somebody? Who, me? Excuse me. I don't know if she is or not, but generally put a lot of these ones named after real life Sentai. Ninjas, excuse me. So, now, watch this. It is so 90s, this one, because this came out in the 1990s. When? 1994 to 1995. Yep. Yeah, the one we can tell it's so 90s is the fact that Sosuke, me, and Suzaku are wearing flannel, are basically wearing plaid flannel. Yes. Yeah, also Sarah assumes herself to be because she's the leader, she assumes to be the boss. This is also the first time where the lead of the main team, is in fact a woman. Generally put, this is the very rarely happen. Excuse me. You might find this interesting. They carry this over into Alien Rangers. You know, the White Ranger, female White Ranger being the lead of the team. Yeah, they carry this over to that team, which I thought was really interesting to do that. Now, this is the first Sentai in a while where I've covered where there is no Pink Ranger. Other Sentai I've covered so far, like, what was the last one I covered where there was no Pink Ranger? Well, let's find out. I think I'm thinking the last one may have been not Changeman, no. I think it was Kakuranger. Yes, Kakuranger was the last no one I have seen where there was no Pink Ranger. Here it's the colors are for this team are white, red, blue, yellow, and black. To me. So there were these two where they're just basically like they have this guy who looks like just like a pilot. Where, by the way, in the flashback where they show up the ceiling door, where they seal up the yokai, seen in the first episode. Strange enough, the yokai scene in this opening scene is, aside from flashback, the guy never returns. Yeah, and his name is Narahan. Excuse me. Yeah, for some reason they actually do not say exactly why this guy doesn't come back. He say he's a general. I would have thought though they would have brought him back, but nope, they did not. I don't know why. It's weird. Excuse me. Also, this is the start of what is commonly referred to as the independent monster era. This is part of the minor yokai. Well, these are minor yokai who basically, now these yokai show up in just the first few episodes. You have Kappa, Rekubi, Oragabi, Asakari, Nekubi, Momokurin, me, Daradabu, Shiruni, Amakari, and there's the Dodorios. Now, the way these worked is that Kappa was the first yokai they counted in present day. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, this guy tricks Sosuke and Todori to opening up the famous ceiling door, which is basically this door with a symbol on the front. And the general was sealed in there and effectively cutting off the power of the yokai. So this guy Kappa tricks them to go to this door, which they've never seen before or even heard of before. And I think it's some interest in somebody's house because they're running from these bikers. And they unintentionally open the door, unleashing the power of the yokai. And for some reason, the general was not with there for some reason. Yeah, I'm like, really? You don't bring in the general, but yet you bring on the yokai power back? You're like, haha, I'm gonna leave you guys alone, you free the yokai. And then, of course, then we see the debut of their mentor, who for some reason know his name by the next episode for no explained reason. His name is Sandaru Momochi. There's also an announcer in these episodes. He basically is explaining what part of Japanese folklore these monsters come from. That's most of what these guys are here for. So they battle Kappa in the first episode. Yes, he's a minor yokai. He's got no boss. And here he is basically just commanding troops. I'm like, who the heck is sending these people out? That's a good question. So, it seems like he's about to be beaten. And of course, the Shogun Megazord. Well, the equivalent of it. The name of this thing is... It's Shogun, yes. It's known as... the Ninja Geta Matu Shogun. I'm calling it simply Shogun Megazord. Or at least the Sentai equivalent anyways. Yeah, that's what I'm calling it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so... it appears as Cast of Illusions. And this kind of, in a way, is the base of operations for the Kakuranger. Yes. Yeah, so... then pretty much basically like... the only weapon shown about the individual weapons is basically the red slicer. The other ones are not really seen here. So it's basically these particular. So basically, it seems like Kappa's about to defeated, and then his wife shows up, who is this octopus who turns as part of a body. Yeah, then pretty much for the next episode, let's have Sasuke find basically a scroll in the castle. And that's where we have basically his own sword. And he defeats Kappa and his wife, ending their threat in the series. And then, of course, at the end of the episode, well, this is episode 2, we have the debut. Now, here's the thing. We have the debut of Jiraiya. Yes, he appears in episode 2. He doesn't do anything in the episode. He shows up in the episode 2, and then the very next episode 3, we're introduced to the yellow one. Actually, he showed up in episode 2. Yeah, he's basically recruited by them, where he's like a kid in an arcade, and that's where the role comes in. And of course, Jiraiya has this thing where like, okay, so I'm gonna be cool and basically get back the other scrolls, which was taken by a yokai, which made a debut in episode 3, who's also here for episode 4. Well, Origama is basically a cabbie. And yeah, he was definitely. This is Krabby. Yeah, they basically used this guy in My Power Rangers. Basically, follow that cab and Alien Rangers Aquatar. Yep. So Gazuri is basically his human guise is that he's a police officer. And apparently in Japanese folklore, he used to basically just soak beans and drown people in rivers. And out here he's in charge of a police station. He's got also yokai under him, which is interesting. Oh, the cabbie is eliminated by episode 3. And of course, Jiraiya does get back to scrolls. So he also has this thing for speaking English, especially if he's Japanese. Yeah, he traveled the world looking for the scrolls. Apparently, well, they're here. Excuse me. And right after he finds them, he of course has to go get them. Though he's in a cage, so he asks his ancestors to help him. And eventually, by the end of the episode, we have the 5 Kakurangers. And eventually, they basically summon their own Zords, the other 4. And then they defeat the cabbie. In the very next episode, that's when they fully battled the yokai, basically, previous episode. I was like, yeah, they set up in the first episode, and then, like, they bring him in for 3 and 4, and he gets killed, and then basically this is where they have basically had the 5 Zords combined to Shogun we saw back in the first episode. And he gets defeated that way. Quite interesting, basically, for him. Yeah, so far in just 4 episodes, they've already eliminated 4 yokai. Yep, 4. Oh, don't worry, there'll be more. Yeah, and here's the thing. There is technically, like, if you think about it, there is one more of these yokai who made his debut in the first episode. And mostly put basically, like, Ogar was the only one who did not make his debut. Now, in the first episode, they showed up 1, 2, 3, 4. They show up 5 monsters in the first episode. Yeah, so the very next episode, 5 and 6, have they basically feature the last monsters made debut in episode 1. The ones made debut in episode 3, there is like 1, 2, well, there's still a few more left. The other ones left to go Okay, so yeah, there's like 2 left for the ones that be in episode 1. And don't worry, they'll be back. And in the case one's episode 3, there is like 1, 2, I think about 2 left. Yeah, there's about 2 more monsters. No, 3 monsters made the debut episode. It's basically like 1, 2, well, 3, 4 monsters made the debut episode 3, and basically there's about, well, there's a few more left. So basically, by episode 8, they can bring in monsters. Yep. That's about 8 or 9. They're pretty much basically through these monsters. Yep. Yeah. That's pretty much a particular view because I'm enjoying the series so far, and I will be going through the whole thing eventually. So, my plan originally to have a break for 26, and I figured, no, that's a bad idea because that's Nova Stark, so I thought 31 would be a good place. And I thought for quite a while there was my side, but then I found out, oh, there's a particular character I want to see his debut, so I'm stopping at episode 36. So, with these 4 episodes done, I have now 32 to go before I stop and overall the whole series. For Kakuranger, there's exactly about 49 left. So next up, 100 Girlfriends. Get next video. Bye.